Your Honor, I'm not moving my vacation for some stupid court date. Do you know how much my Maldives resort costs per night? Those words hang in the air like poison. The courtroom at Providence Municipal Court goes dead silent. Judge Frank Caprio's pen stops moving. He looks up slowly. His eyes meet those of the young man standing before him. This is Derek Ashford Chun. He's 26 years old. His hair is perfectly styled with some expensive gel that probably costs $50. He's wearing a cream-colored Hermes sweater. The price tag on that sweater could feed a family for 2 months. On his wrist sits a rose gold Audemars Piguet watch. That watch costs more than most people's houses. His sneakers are limited edition off-white Jordans. They're bright orange and white. They squeak on the courtroom floor. Derek's phone is in his hand. It's the newest iPhone. The case is made of real carbon fiber. He keeps glancing at it. His thumb hovers over the screen, like he's about to start texting any second. If you believe that justice should be equal for everyone, no matter how much money they have, you'll want to see what happens next. The bailiff had called the case 3 minutes earlier. Case number 2025, TR 94521. State versus Derek Ashford Chun. Failure to appear. Reckless driving. Driving to endanger. But before we get to Derek's nightmare, we need to understand who else is in this courtroom. Sitting in the gallery is Maria Santos. She's 43 years old. Her hands rest in her lap. They're rough and calloused. Those are working hands. Maria is a housekeeper at 3 different hotels. She cleans rooms at the Marriott from 5 in the morning until noon. Then she rushes to the Holiday Inn for the afternoon shift. At night, she cleans offices downtown. Maria has 2 kids. Sophia is 12. Miguel is 9. Maria does all this work so they can have a better life, so they can go to good schools, so they can have opportunities she never had. Maria is here today for unpaid parking tickets. She got the tickets because she parked in a loading zone while running between jobs. She was 10 minutes over the time limit. She couldn't pay the tickets right away. She had to choose between the tickets and her daughter's asthma medicine. She chose the medicine. Now the tickets have late fees. The late fees have their own fees. It's grown into a mountain she can't climb. She sits quietly. Her best church dress is pressed and clean. She's been waiting for 2 hours. She took unpaid time off work to be here. Every minute in this courtroom is money she's not earning. Money her family needs. Judge Frank Caprio looks at his list. He was about to call Maria's case. But Derek's lawyer had rushed in earlier. The lawyer's name is Richard Pemberton III. He wears a suit that costs $4,000. He asked to be heard first. He said it was urgent. The judge agreed. Now Derek stands at the defendant's table. His lawyer stands next to him. Richard looks nervous. He keeps adjusting his tie. Judge Caprio speaks. His voice is calm, professional. Mr. Chun, you failed to appear for your original court date 3 months ago. That date was December 15th. Can you explain why you didn't come to court? Derek shrugs. Actually shrugs. In a courtroom. I was in Aspen. Ski season. I sent my assistant to explain. The judge's eyebrow raises slightly. Your assistant cannot appear in court on your behalf for a criminal matter. You know this. Your lawyer explained this to you. Yeah, well. Derek waves his hand dismissively. That's why we're here now, right? Can we make this quick? I have a lunch reservation at noon. It's 10:47 in the morning. The reservation is in 73 minutes. Derek checks his watch. The movement makes the watch catch the light. It sparkles. Maria watches from her seat. Her eyes move between the judge and Derek. She's never seen anything like this. Judge Caprio continues. Let's discuss the original charge. On November 3rd, you were stopped by Officer Patterson on Broad Street. You were driving 68 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. This was in a school zone. At 8:15 in the morning, children were present. It was my McLaren's first week, Derek says. He says it like that explains everything. I was testing the acceleration. The car cost $340,000. You have to open it up sometimes. People in the courtroom shift in their seats. A woman in the back row gasps quietly. A man shakes his head. The judge's face doesn't change. You were going 43 miles over the speed limit. In a school zone, with children crossing the street. But I didn't hit anyone, Derek says. His tone suggests he should get credit for this. Everyone's fine. Everyone is fine because a crossing guard pushed 2 children back onto the curb. The judge reads from the police report. The crossing guard's name is Timothy Wells. He's 71 years old. He's a retired firefighter. He volunteers at the school every morning. According to his statement, your car missed those children by approximately 6 feet. Derek's lawyer touches his arm. Whispers something. Derek pulls his arm away. Look, Derek says. I get it. I was going a little fast. I'll pay whatever fine. Just tell me the number. But I need to reschedule my court date. My lawyer said we have another date next month for the formal hearing. That's February 20th. I can't do that date. Judge Caprio looks at his computer screen. The court scheduled February 20th 3 months ago. You've had plenty of notice. Right, but here's the thing. Derek leans on the table. Casual, like he's chatting with a friend. I booked a trip. The Maldives. It's a private island resort. Do you know how hard it is to get reservations there? I booked it 8 months ago. The court scheduled this date after I already had my vacation planned. The judge's fingers rest on his desk. Mr. Chun, you booked a vacation after you were charged with reckless driving. After you failed to appear the first time. After you were specifically told that the next court date would not be rescheduled except in extreme emergencies. This is an emergency, Derek says. His voice rises slightly. The resort costs $15,000 per night. I booked 12 nights. That's $180,000. Non-refundable. If I cancel, I lose all that money. The courtroom is completely silent. Everyone is listening. They can't believe what they're hearing. Maria's hand moves to her mouth. $180,000. That's more than she makes in 5 years. He's talking about it like it's nothing. Like it's lunch money. Judge Caprio speaks slowly. Carefully. Mr. Chun, are you asking this court to reschedule your criminal hearing because you want to go on vacation? Yes. Derek nods. Like this is perfectly reasonable. I mean, we can do it when I get back. What's 2 more weeks? It's not like I'm a flight risk. Where am I going to go? I have 3 houses. The lawyer jumps in. Your Honor, if I may. My client is willing to accept responsibility. We can negotiate a plea. He'll pay enhanced fines. We just need flexibility on timing. Judge Caprio's eyes stay on Derek. Mr. Chun, do you understand that you're facing a criminal charge? This isn't a parking ticket. You endangered children. You failed to appear once already. The court has bent over backward to accommodate you. We scheduled this hearing at 10:30 a.m. instead of the usual 8 a.m. because your lawyer said mornings were difficult for you. Yeah, I appreciate that, Derek says. But his tone doesn't sound appreciative. But February 20th doesn't work. I'll be in the Maldives from February 15th to the 27th. Can we do March? No. The judge's voice is firm. February 20th is your date. You will appear, or a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Derek's face changes. His casual expression cracks. Annoyance floods in. Seriously? Over vacation? This is insane. What's insane, the judge says, is that you think your vacation plans are more important than public safety. Nobody got hurt. Derek's voice jumps up. Several people in the courtroom look startled. Why is everyone acting like I killed someone? I was just driving. Judge Caprio leans forward. You were driving 68 in a 25. Past children. Past a school. During morning drop-off. In a $340,000 car that has the best brakes in the world, Derek counters. I had complete control. If anything had happened, I could have stopped. Officer Patterson's report says you couldn't have stopped in time. The physics don't work. At that speed, your reaction time plus braking distance exceeds 600 feet. The children were 200 feet ahead when he clocked your speed. Derek rolls his eyes. Actually rolls his eyes. In court, cops always exaggerate. Everyone knows that. The gallery reacts. Whispers spread. A man in a police uniform sitting in the back sits up straighter. His jaw clenches. The judge's voice stays level. Are you calling Officer Patterson a liar? I'm saying he got it wrong, Derek says. Maybe his radar gun was broken. Maybe he read it wrong. I don't know, but I wasn't going that fast. And even if I was, I had it under control. The officer has 15 years of experience. His equipment was calibrated that morning. We have documentation. Derek throws his hands up. Fine. Whatever. I was speeding. Can we just agree that I pay a fine and we move the date? Why is this so complicated? Judge Caprio's expression doesn't change, but something shifts in his eyes. Something Maria recognizes. She's seen it before. It's the look of someone who has reached a limit. Someone who has heard enough. Mr. Chun, the judge says, let me explain something to you. This court handles hundreds of cases every week. We see people from all walks of life. Rich, poor, everyone in between. Do you know what most people do when they get a court date? Derek doesn't answer. He's checking his phone again. The screen lights up his face. Mr. Chun, I asked you a question. Put your phone down. Derek looks up, annoyed. He sets the phone on the table, but he doesn't let go of it. His fingers stay wrapped around it. Most people, the judge continues, rearrange their entire lives. They take unpaid time off work. They skip meals to save money for bus fare. They bring their children with them because they can't afford childcare. They treat this court with respect because they understand that we're here to ensure justice, fairness, safety. Okay, Derek says. The word drips with impatience. I get the speech. Justice for all. Very inspiring. Can I reschedule or not? The judge's jaw tightens. Just slightly. Just for a moment. Tell me about your work, Mr. Chun. What do you do for a living? Derek shifts his weight. I'm in crypto. Well, I sold my position last year. Made out pretty well. Now I'm just managing my investments. Living off the returns. So you don't have a job. I have a portfolio manager. Does that count? Derek smirks. He thinks this is funny. You have no employer requiring your presence anywhere. Nope. That's the beauty of financial freedom. I go where I want when I want. Judge Caprio nods slowly. And yet you can't be here on February 20th. Not if I'm in the Maldives, no. That's kind of my whole point. The judge picks up a piece of paper. Let me read you something. This is from Officer Patterson's report. As I activated my lights, the vehicle accelerated. I pursued for approximately 1 mile before the vehicle pulled over. When I approached, the driver was on his phone. He did not acknowledge me for approximately 30 seconds. When he finally rolled down his window, his first words were, "Do you know who my father is?" Derek's face flushes. I was joking. The officer didn't find it funny. He noted that you continued to be difficult throughout the stop. You refused to provide your license until asked 3 times. You recorded him on your phone. You threatened to have his badge. I have rights, Derek says. I'm allowed to record. That's legal. Recording is legal, the judge agrees. Threatening an officer is not. Refusing lawful orders is not. Derek's lawyer interrupts. Your Honor, my client was understandably upset. He felt the stop was unwarranted. He's young. He made some poor choices in how he communicated. But that's not what we're here for today. We're here to discuss scheduling. Actually, Judge Caprio says, we're here because your client failed to appear 3 months ago. We're here because he shows no remorse. We're here because he thinks his vacation is more important than his legal obligations. Derek scoffs. Oh, come on. Legal obligations? It's a traffic ticket that got blown out of proportion. Nobody died. Nobody even got scratched. Why are we acting like this is murder? Because it could have been, the judge says quietly. Those 2 children could have died. Their parents would have buried them. Their classmates would have mourned them. And you would have killed them because you wanted to test the acceleration of your toy. It's not a toy. It's a McLaren 720S Spider. The courtroom goes dead silent. Even Derek seems to realize he said something wrong. His lawyer's head drops into his hands. Judge Caprio stares at Derek. 5 seconds pass. 10 seconds. 15. Nobody moves. Nobody breathes. Finally, the judge speaks. What's more important to you? The name of your car or the names of those children? I don't. Derek starts. Their names are Sophie Martin and Joshua Reeves. Sophie is 7 years old. She has asthma. Joshua is 8. He wants to be a firefighter like Mr. Wells, the crossing guard who saved his life. Do you know their names now? Derek's mouth opens. Closes. Opens again. No. I mean, nobody told me their names. Did you ask? Silence. Did you ever, at any point in the last 4 months, wonder about the people you almost killed? Did you think about them? Did you lose sleep? Did you feel grateful that Mr. Wells was there? That his reflexes were sharp? That he didn't freeze? That he had the courage to push 2 children out of the way of your McLaren 720S Spider? Derek's face is red now. I didn't almost kill anyone. They weren't even in the street yet. Mr. Wells disagrees. So does Officer Patterson. So do the 3 witnesses who gave statements. So does the security camera footage from a corner store that captured the entire incident. Derek's eyes widen. What footage? For the first time, the judge smiles. It's not a warm smile. The footage your lawyer received in discovery 2 months ago. The footage that shows your car entering the frame at high speed. The footage that shows Mr. Wells diving forward to grab those children. The footage that shows them falling backward onto sidewalk. The footage that shows your car blowing past them, missing them by approximately 5.5 feet, not 6 as originally estimated. The footage that shows you never even touched your brakes. Derek looks at his lawyer. His lawyer won't meet his eyes. The footage also has audio, Judge Caprio continues. We can hear your engine. We can hear the children scream. We can hear Mr. Wells shouting. We can hear Sophie Martin crying for her mother. Would you like me to play it? No, Derek says quickly. Too quickly. Why not? Because I don't need to see it. I was there. I know what happened. Do you? The judge's voice cuts like glass. Because your version and everyone else's version are very different. Derek's phone buzzes on the table. He glances at it. His hand twitches toward it. Don't, the judge says. The single word stops Derek's hand in midair. Don't even think about it. Derek pulls his hand back. For first time, he looks uncomfortable. His expensive sweater suddenly seems too tight. The courtroom feels too warm. Your Honor, the lawyer tries again. Perhaps we could view this footage together and discuss a reasonable resolution. The resolution is simple, Mr. Pemberton. Your client appears on February 20th. He accepts responsibility. He faces consequences. That's how the legal system works. But his vacation. I don't care about his vacation. The judge's voice rises. Not to a shout, but firm, powerful. The kind of voice that fills every corner of a room. I don't care about the Maldives. I don't care about his $15,000 per night resort. I don't care about his non-refundable deposit. Do you know what I care about? Nobody answers. The question hangs in the air. I care about 7-year-old Sophie Martin, who won't walk to school alone anymore. I care about 8-year-old Joshua Reeves, who has nightmares about orange cars. I care about Timothy Wells, who's 71 years old and nearly died saving those children because he threw himself forward so hard he tore a ligament in his knee. He's still in physical therapy. Did you know that, Mr. Chun? Derek says nothing. His face is pale now. The red flush is gone. He looks like he might be sick. Mr. Wells doesn't have fancy insurance. He's on Medicare. Physical therapy costs him $40 per session. He goes 3 times a week. He spent over $1,000 because of your test drive. Has he sent you a bill? No. Should he? Derek's voice is quiet now. I don't know. Let me tell you what should happen. You should apologize to him. You should offer to pay his medical bills. You should thank him for saving those children. You should recognize that your reckless behavior had real consequences for real people. But instead, you're standing in my courtroom demanding that I accommodate your vacation plans. The lawyer tries once more. Your Honor, with respect, the vacation was booked before. Before what? Before your client decided to endanger children? Before he failed to appear? Before he showed complete disregard for this court? When exactly should his vacation plans have stopped being my problem? Derek finds his voice again. It comes out wrong. Defensive. Angry. This is ridiculous. You're making me into some kind of monster. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. What more do you want? I want you to understand what sorry means. I just said it. You said the word. You didn't mean it. Sorry isn't something you say to make a problem go away. Sorry is something you feel. It changes you. It makes you different. Are you different, Mr. Chun? I drive slower now. Because you're afraid of getting caught, or because you're afraid of hurting someone? Derek doesn't answer. The silence is its own answer. Judge Caprio closes the file in front of him. Here's what's going to happen. Your court date is February 20th at 9 a.m. Not 10:30. Not noon. 9 a.m. You will be here. If you're not here, a warrant will be issued. You will be arrested. And unlike this hearing, bail will not be automatic. You'll sit in jail until we can reschedule. Do you understand? This is insane, Derek says. His voice cracks. You can't do this. My father. He stops. Realizes what he's about to say. Tries to take it back. I mean, my lawyer will. Your father what? The judge leans forward. Please, finish that sentence. I'm very curious. Derek's lawyer grabs his arm. Whispers urgently. Derek shakes his head. No, Derek says. His voice is louder now. Rising. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not canceling my vacation because some judge wants to flex his authority. Do you know who my family is? Do you know how much money we donate to this city? To the courthouse renovation fund? My father's company paid for the new benches you're sitting on. The courtroom erupts. Not in sound, in movement. Everyone leans forward at once. This is it. This is the moment they'll talk about later. Judge Caprio doesn't move. He sits perfectly still. His hands rest on his desk. His eyes lock onto Derek's eyes. The room waits. Bailiff, the judge says quietly. Please note in the record that the defendant has just attempted to influence this court by referencing his family's financial contributions to city projects. The bailiff nods. His pen moves across his notepad. Derek realizes what's happening. Wait. No, that's not what I meant. What did you mean? I just meant that we're not strangers to this city. My family has been here for 3 generations. We're part of the community. Part of the community, the judge repeats. Mr. Chun, do you know Maria Santos? Derek looks confused. Who? Judge Caprio gestures to the gallery. Miss Santos, would you please stand? Maria stands slowly. Uncertain. She smooths her dress. Looks around. Miss Santos works 3 jobs in this city, the judge says. She's been here longer than you've been alive. She cleans the hotel where you probably stay when you visit your parents. She cleans the offices where your father works. She is part of this community. Does her contribution matter less than your family's money? Derek looks at Maria. Really looks at her for the first time. He doesn't know what to say. Sit down, Miss Santos. Thank you. Maria sits. Her heart pounds. She doesn't understand what's happening. Why the judge called on her. But she understands the point he's making. Mr. Chun, the judge continues, money doesn't buy special treatment in this courtroom. It doesn't buy delays. It doesn't buy leniency. It doesn't buy anything except a good lawyer. And your good lawyer is trying very hard to save you from yourself. You should listen to him. Derek's hands clench into fists. So that's it. Show up or go to jail. That's my choice. Yes. Because of speeding ticket. Because of reckless driving. Because of failure to appear. Because of your attitude in this court. Because you value your vacation more than you value accountability. Should I continue? Derek's voice drops to something cold. Dangerous. You're going to regret this. The courtroom goes silent. Completely. Utterly. Silent. Even the lawyer steps back from Derek. Steps away. Creating distance. Judge Caprio's expression doesn't change. But something in the air shifts. Everyone feels it. Mr. Chun, the judge says slowly. Did you just threaten me? Derek realizes his mistake. No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant you'll regret being so inflexible. When you see the appeals. When you see the complaints filed against you. That's what I meant. Bailiff, please note that the defendant has made statements that could be interpreted as threatening to this court. Your Honor, please. The lawyer is desperate now. My client is upset. He's not thinking clearly. He didn't mean any threat. He's just frustrated with the situation. I apologize on his behalf. I don't want your apology, Mr. Pemberton. I want his understanding. Mr. Chun, do you understand that threatening a judge is a separate crime? Do you understand that I could hold you in contempt right now? That I could order you taken into custody this moment? Derek's face drains of color. All of it. He goes white as paper. I didn't threaten you. I swear. I just meant legal action. Appeals. That's all. Legal action is your right, the judge says. But let me be clear. If you pursue frivolous appeals or complaints designed to harass this court, that will also have consequences. Do you understand? Yes. Say it clearly. Yes, Your Honor. I understand. Good. Then we're done here. February 20th, 9 a.m. Don't be late. Derek's lawyer pulls him toward the door. Derek's legs don't seem to work properly. He stumbles slightly. Catches himself. His expensive sneakers squeak on the floor. At the door, Derek turns back. This isn't over, he says. Judge Caprio looks up from his papers. You're right. It's not over. But not in the way you think. Derek leaves. The door closes behind him. The courtroom exhales. But Judge Caprio isn't done. Bailiff, please find out if Mr. Timothy Wells is available this afternoon. I'd like to speak with him. Also, please pull the security footage from the incident. I want to review it again. The bailiff nods and leaves. The judge looks at Maria. Ms. Santos, your case is next. Please approach. Maria walks forward on shaking legs. She can't believe what she just witnessed. She can't believe she was part of it. Ms. Santos, the judge says gently, you're here for parking tickets. Tell me what happened. Maria explains. Her voice is soft, apologetic. She explains about her jobs, about the loading zone, about the medicine, about the late fees piling up. She brought documentation, receipts, her daughter's medical records, proof of her work schedules. Judge Caprio listens, really listens. He asks questions, looks at her papers, nods. How much do you owe total? He asks. $875, Your Honor. He types on his computer, thinks, types more. The original tickets were for $90. The rest is late fees and penalties. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Santos, I'm reducing your total to $90. The original amount. You'll have 90 days to pay. If you need more time, call the clerk's office. We'll work something out. Does that help? Maria's eyes fill with tears. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Keep working hard. Your kids are lucky to have you. Maria leaves the courtroom crying. But they're good tears. Grateful tears. The next case is called. Then another. Then another. The morning continues. But nobody in that courtroom will forget what happened. Nobody will forget Derek Shun. Nobody will forget the judge's face. Nobody will forget that moment when everything changed. 3 weeks pass. Derek doesn't cancel his vacation. He goes to the Maldives. He posts pictures on Instagram. The private island. The infinity pool. The $400 lobster dinner. The sunset boat ride. 12 days of paradise. He doesn't think about the court date. Not really. His lawyer keeps calling. Keeps texting. Derek ignores most of them. He sends one message back, handling it. But he's not handling it. February 20th arrives. 9 a.m. Judge Caprio's courtroom. Derek is not there. 9:15 a.m. Still not there. 9:30 a.m. The judge issues the warrant. Derek is on a plane, flying back from the Maldives. His flight lands at 2 p.m. He's planning to go home, shower, and deal with the court thing tomorrow. He clears customs at 2:47 p.m. Walks through the terminal. His bags are waiting at Carousel 7. He's texting his driver to meet him outside. 2 police officers approach him. Derek Ashford Chun? Derek looks up from his phone. Yeah. You have an outstanding warrant. Please put your hands behind your back. The terminal goes silent. People stop and stare. Someone pulls out their phone to record. Wait, what? No. There's been a mistake. Derek's voice rises. I'm supposed to go to court tomorrow. Or next week. My lawyer handled it. The officer holds up his phone. Shows Derek the warrant. Clear as day. Issued at 9:32 a.m. that morning. This is insane. Derek shouts. People are definitely recording now. Multiple phones. This is because of that judge. He has it out for me. This is harassment. The handcuffs click shut. Cold metal on his wrists. They're not gentle about it. They're not rough either. Just professional. Efficient. Derek is walked through the airport in handcuffs. Past hundreds of people. Past the food court. Past the families. Past the business travelers. His Hermes sweater. His designer jeans. His orange Jordans. All on display. All worthless. Someone recognizes him. Hey, that's the McLaren guy. The one from that court video. Because yes, someone recorded the original court hearing. It's been circulating online. Not viral yet, but known. Especially in Providence. Now it's about to go viral. Derek is processed at the police station. Mugshot. Fingerprints. Property inventory. His Audemars Piguet watch goes in a bag. His phone goes in another bag. His wallet. His keys to cars he can't drive. He's put in a holding cell. The cell smells like disinfectant and desperation. The walls are cinder block. The bench is metal. It's cold. Derek sits down. Reality hits him like a truck. Like a McLaren doing 68 in a 25. He's in jail. Actually in jail. This is real. This is happening. He sits there for 6 hours. Nobody comes. Nobody calls his name. He asks the guard what's happening. The guard shrugs. You'll see a judge tomorrow morning. Tomorrow. I have to stay here overnight. Yep. But I need to make a phone call. I need to call my lawyer. You get one call. Pay phone is over there. Derek calls his lawyer. Gets voicemail. Tries his father. Gets voicemail. Tries his mother. She answers. Derek, where are you? Your father is furious. He explains. She doesn't understand. She gets angry. She promises to fix it. Promises to call people. Promises to get him out. But Derek spends the night in jail. In a cell with 3 other men. One is there for drunk driving. One for shoplifting. One for unpaid child support. They ask Derek what he's in for. He doesn't want to say. They press. Finally, he mumbles something about a court date. You miss court, the drunk driver asks. Man, never miss court. That's rule number 1. Derek doesn't sleep. The lights stay on. Someone snores. Someone else coughs all night. The toilet is in the corner. No privacy. No walls. Just a metal toilet in the corner of the room. This isn't the Maldives. This isn't his infinity pool. This isn't his private island. This is justice. Morning comes. Derek looks terrible. His hair is messed up. His sweater is wrinkled. He hasn't brushed his teeth. His mouth tastes like metal. At 9 a.m., he's brought to court. Not Judge Caprio's court. A different court. For bail hearings. The judge is younger. A woman. Judge Patricia Morrison. She looks at Derek's file. Reads it carefully. Mr. Chun, you're charged with failure to appear. You were out of the country when your court date occurred. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. Derek's voice is different now. Smaller. Scared. Your warrant says you were explicitly told not to miss this date. You were warned that no excuses would be accepted. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. And you went on vacation anyway. Yes, Your Honor. Judge Morrison looks at him. Her expression is unreadable. Bail is set at $50,000. Cash or bond. Next case. $50,000. Derek's father posts it within an hour. Derek is released. But he's not free. He has an ankle monitor now. He has a court date with Judge Caprio in 3 days. 3 days later. Back in Judge Caprio's courtroom. This time Derek is early. He arrives at 8:30 a.m. He wears a simple button-down shirt. Dark pants. No jewelry. No watch. No design or anything. His lawyer told him to dress like he's going to a funeral. Derek sits in the gallery. Waits. Watches other cases. Sees how Judge Caprio treats people. Sees his fairness. His patience with those who are respectful. His firmness with those who aren't. At 10:15 a.m., Derek's case is called. He approaches. His legs feel like water. Mr. Chun, Judge Caprio says, you missed your court date. Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. You spent 5 nights in jail. Yes, Your Honor. How was the Maldives? Derek's throat tightens. I made a terrible mistake, Your Honor. That's not what I asked. How was your vacation? It doesn't matter, Your Honor. It mattered 3 weeks ago. It mattered enough to risk arrest. It mattered enough to ignore your lawyer. It mattered enough to violate a direct court order. So I'll ask again. How was it? Derek's voice cracks. It was stupid, Your Honor. I was stupid. I thought I could do whatever I wanted. I thought money meant I didn't have to follow the same rules as everyone else. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Judge Caprio studies him. Long seconds pass. Do you remember what I told you last time you were here? You said to appear on February 20th. Before that, what did I say about Sophie Martin and Joshua Reeves? Derek closes his eyes. You said Sophie was 7 and has asthma. Joshua was 8 and wants to be a firefighter. Do you know their names now? Yes, Your Honor. Good, because we're going to talk about them in a minute. But first, we need to address your failure to appear. That's a separate charge. How do you plead? Guilty, Your Honor. And the original charge? Reckless driving. Guilty, Your Honor. The judge makes notes. Types on his computer. The courtroom is packed today. Word has spread. People want to see what happens to the rich kid who thought he was above the law. Mr. Chun, the judge begins. I've been on this bench for many years. I've seen thousands of defendants. Rich ones, poor ones, young ones, old ones. Do you know what separates them? What determines who learns and who doesn't? No, Your Honor. Humility. That's the difference. Some people have it naturally. Some people learn it through experience. Some people never learn it at all. You're getting a chance to learn it. Don't waste it. I won't, Your Honor. We'll see. Here's your sentence. For the reckless driving charge, a fine of $8,000. Your license is suspended for 1 year. After that year, you must retake your driving test, both written and practical. You will not drive on a suspended license. If you do, you'll face jail time. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. For the failure to appear, a fine of $5,000. 30 days in jail. However, I'm suspending 25 of those days. You'll serve 5 days. Consecutive weekends. You'll report to the county jail Friday evening at 6 p.m. and be released Sunday evening at 6 p.m. This starts next weekend. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. But that's not the main part of your sentence. Here's what's going to change your life, Mr. Chun. You're going to complete 300 hours of community service. Not 100, not 200, 300. Derek swallows hard. Yes, Your Honor. These hours will be completed at Elmwood Elementary School. That's the school where you almost killed Sophie and Joshua. You're going to be a crossing guard. Every school day, morning and afternoon. Rain or shine, hot or cold. You'll wear the safety vest. You'll hold the stop sign. You'll help children cross the streets safely. The courtroom buzzes. People whisper to each other. This is brilliant. This is perfect. You'll report to Timothy Wells. Remember him? The man whose knee you destroyed? He's going to train you. He's going to supervise you. He's going to sign off on your hours. And Mr. Chun, if you're late even once, if you're disrespectful even once, if you pull out your phone even once while children are crossing, you'll serve the full 30 days in jail, plus additional time. Am I clear? Yes, Your Honor. Furthermore, you're going to write 2 letters. Letters, not emails. Handwritten. 1 to Sophie Martin's family. 1 to Joshua Reeves's family. You're going to explain what you did. You're going to apologize. You're going to tell them what you've learned. These letters will be at least 500 words each. You'll submit them to this court for review. If they're insufficient, you'll rewrite them. Once I approve them, you'll deliver them in person, with me present. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. You're also going to pay Mr. Wells's medical bills. All of them. Physical therapy. Co-pays. Everything. Your lawyer will get the receipts. Yes, Your Honor. Finally, for the next year, you're going to attend victim impact panels. Once a month. These are sessions where victims of reckless driving share their stories. You're going to listen. You're going to hear about families destroyed, lives ended, futures stolen, and you're going to think about how close you came to causing that pain. Derek's eyes are red now. Wet. He's not crying yet, but he's close. Mr. Chun, look at me. Derek looks up. You're 26 years old. You're rich. You're privileged. You've had every advantage in life. But advantages don't make you special. They make you responsible. You have more resources than most people will ever have. That means you have more ability to help. More ability to improve your community. More ability to make a difference. But instead, you've been selfish. You've been reckless. You've endangered children because you wanted to test a toy. Do you know how that makes me feel? No, Your Honor. Disappointed. Not angry. Disappointed. Because you could be so much more than you are. And I'm going to give you a chance to prove it. This sentence isn't designed to punish you. It's designed to teach you. It's designed to open your eyes. It's designed to make you into the person you should have been all along. A tear rolls down Derek's cheek. He wipes it away quickly. But more come. When you stand at that crosswalk, the judge continues, when you help those children cross the street, when you see their faces and their backpacks and their lunchboxes, you're going to remember Sophie and Joshua. You're going to remember how close you came to taking everything from them. And you're going to be grateful. Grateful that Mr. Wells was there. Grateful that you didn't kill anyone. Grateful for this second chance. Derek's voice breaks. Thank you, Your Honor. Don't thank me yet. Thank me in a year when this is done. Thank me when you've learned what responsibility means. Thank me when you understand that your actions affect other people. Real people with real lives and real families. Judge Caprio signs the sentencing paperwork, hands it to the clerk, looks back at Derek. You're dismissed. Report for your first weekend sentence Friday at 6 p.m. Report for your first day of crossing guard duty Monday morning at 7 a.m. Don't be late. Derek turns to leave. His lawyer walks with him. At the door, Derek stops, turns back. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Chun? I really am sorry. For everything. For being disrespectful. For missing court. For endangering those kids. For all of it. Judge Caprio nods. Show me with your actions, not your words. Derek leaves. The door closes. The courtroom sits in silence for a moment. Then someone starts clapping. Slowly at first. Then others join. Then more. Soon the whole gallery is applauding. Judge Caprio raises his hand. That's not necessary. We're just doing our jobs. Next case, please. But the applause continues for a few more seconds. Because this is justice. Real justice. Not revenge. Not cruelty. Justice. 6 weeks pass. Derek reports for his weekend jail sentences. All 10 days. He spends those weekends in the same cell where he spent his first night. It never gets easier. It never stops being humiliating. But he shows up. Every Friday at 6 p.m. Every time. He also shows up at Elmwood Elementary. Every school day. Morning and afternoon. He wears the bright yellow safety vest. He holds the stop sign. He helps children cross the street. At first, the kids are suspicious of him. Some are scared. Some remember the news stories. But Timothy Wells is there. Mr. Wells is patient. He teaches Derek the right way to do things. How to watch for cars. How to make eye contact with drivers. How to keep the kids safe. Derek writes his letters. The first drafts are terrible. Superficial. The judge sends them back. Derek rewrites them. Still not good enough. Third time, he writes from his heart. He writes about his nightmares. About imagining what could have happened. About how sorry he truly is. The judge approves them. A week later, Derek delivers them in person. Judge Caprio comes too. Just like he promised. Sophie Martin's parents live in a small house near the school. Their living room is modest. Family photos on the walls. A worn couch. A TV that's 10 years old. Derek sits across from them. His hands shake as he holds the letter. He reads it out loud. His voice cracks multiple times. Sophie sits on her mother's lap. She watches Derek with wide eyes. When he finishes, Sophie's mother speaks. "Why did you drive so fast?" Derek looks at her. At Sophie. "I didn't think about you. I didn't think about anyone except myself. I just wanted to feel the power of the car. I wanted that rush. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Do you drive fast now?" "No, ma'am. I don't drive at all. My license is suspended. But even after I get it back, I'll never drive like that again. I promise." Sophie's father leans forward. "Promises are easy. Actions are hard. My daughter has nightmares about orange cars. Every time she sees one, she panics. You did that to her." Derek's face crumples. "I know. I'm sorry. I wish I could take it back." "You can't take it back. But you can make sure it never happens again. To anyone. Can you do that?" "Yes, sir. I can. I will." The visit ends. It's awkward and painful and necessary. Derek leaves feeling hollowed out, but also lighter somehow. Like he's released something heavy he'd been carrying. The visit with Joshua Reeves's family is similar. Joshua's dad is a mechanic. His hands are covered in oil stains that won't quite wash out. He works on cars all day. He knows what a McLaren can do at high speeds. "You're lucky my boy is alive," he says. "You're lucky Mr. Wells was there. Otherwise, you'd be living with a very different weight." "I know, sir. I think about it every day." "Good. Keep thinking about it." Joshua asks Derek a question. "Are you going to be a crossing guard forever?" Derek smiles a little. "No. Just until I complete my community service hours. But I'll remember this forever." "Good," Joshua says. He sounds older than 8. Because we remember it forever too. Months pass. Spring turns to summer. School ends. Derek's crossing guard duty pauses for summer break. But he continues his other requirements. The victim impact panels. The sessions are brutal. He hears stories that make him sick. Stories that make him cry. Stories that he'll never forget. A mother talks about her son who was killed by a drunk driver. The driver was going 75 in a 35. Just like Derek. The driver was texting. Not paying attention. Just like Derek could have been. A father talks about his daughter who's paralyzed from a hit and run. The driver never stopped. Never faced justice. The father's voice shakes with rage and grief. A sister talks about losing her brother. A wife talks about losing her husband. On and on. Story after story. Derek listens. Really listens. Takes notes. Writes in a journal the court requires him to keep. In August, school starts again. Derek returns to his crossing guard post. But something's different now. The kids know him. They wave at him. They call him Mr. Derek. They tell him about their summers. They show him their new backpacks. Sophie Martin brings him a picture she drew. It's a stick figure in a yellow vest holding a stop sign. "That's you," she says, "keeping us safe." Derek has to excuse himself. He walks around the corner, leans against the wall, cries. Mr. Wells finds him there. "You okay, son?" "She drew me a picture," Derek says through tears. "After everything I did, she drew me a picture." Mr. Wells puts a hand on Derek's shoulder. "Kids forgive easier than adults, but you gotta earn it, and you're earning it. I almost killed her, but you didn't, and now you're making sure nobody else does either. That's growth, Derek. That's redemption." By October, Derek has completed his community service hours. All 300. He's also served his jail time, paid his fines, attended all his panels, written essays for the court, done everything required. He has a final hearing with Judge Caprio. The courtroom is less crowded this time, but some familiar faces are there. Maria Santos sits in the gallery. She wanted to see how the story ended. Timothy Wells is there too, in a suit. His knee is better now. Physical therapy worked. He walks with just a slight limp. Sophie and Joshua's parents are there. The judge invited them. They wanted to come. Derek approaches the bench. He looks different than he did 9 months ago. His hair is shorter, simpler. His clothes are normal. A plain shirt and khakis. No brands visible. No flash. No wealth on display. "Mr. Chun," Judge Caprio says, "I've reviewed your compliance reports. You've completed all requirements of your sentence. You've done so without complaint and without incident. Mr. Wells, would you like to say anything?" Timothy Wells stands. "Your Honor, Derek here has been a model volunteer. He showed up every day on time. He worked hard. He took it seriously. The kids love him. The parents trust him. He's done good work. Thank you, Mr. Wells." The judge looks at Derek. "What have you learned?" Derek takes a breath. "I learned that I'm not special. I learned that money doesn't make me better than anyone else. I learned that my actions have consequences. Real consequences that hurt real people. I learned that responsibility isn't a burden. It's a privilege. And I learned that forgiveness is possible, but it has to be earned. What are you going to do now?" "I want to keep volunteering at the school, even though my hours are done, if they'll have me. I also want to start a scholarship fund for kids at Elmwood Elementary, for kids whose families can't afford college. I have the money. I should use it for something good." Judge Caprio nods slowly. "That's a good start. But understand something, Mr. Chun. This isn't over just because your sentence is over. You carry this with you forever. Every time you get behind the wheel of a car, you remember. Every time you make a decision, you remember. Every time you're tempted to think you're above the rules, you remember. Can you do that?" "Yes, Your Honor. I will." "Then your sentence is complete. Your probation is ended. Your record will reflect that you successfully completed all requirements. But Mr. Chun, I hope you'll choose to continue this work. Not because a judge ordered it, but because it's the right thing to do." "I will, Your Honor. I promise." "Good. You're dismissed." Derek turns to leave. Sophie's mother stands. "Mr. Chun." Derek stops, turns. "Thank you," she says, "for changing, for learning, for being there for our kids every day. That takes courage." Derek's eyes water. "Thank you for giving me a chance to prove I could." He leaves the courtroom a free man. But he's not the same man who walked in 9 months ago. That man was a child in expensive clothes. This man is something different, something better. The story goes viral. The video of the original court hearing gets millions of views. News outlets cover it. Talk shows discuss it. It becomes a case study in accountability and transformation. But Derek doesn't watch the videos, doesn't read the articles. He's too busy at Elmwood Elementary, too busy helping kids cross the street, too busy setting up his scholarship fund. 6 months later, Derek is still volunteering, still showing up every school day. His license has been reinstated. He retook his driving tests, passed both easily. He sold his McLaren, bought a Toyota Camry instead. It's safe. It's reliable. It's enough. He still has money. His family's wealth didn't disappear, but he uses it differently now. The scholarship fund is growing. 5 kids will get full rides to college. More in future years. He also started speaking at high schools, telling his story, warning kids about reckless driving, about privilege, about responsibility. He doesn't get paid for these talks. He does them because they matter. One day in April, Timothy Wells announces he's retiring. His knee isn't what it used to be. After 40 years of service to his community, it's time to rest. The school holds a ceremony. The principal gives a speech. The kids sing a song. Parents bring flowers and cards. At the end, Mr. Wells speaks. He thanks everyone. Talks about his years as a firefighter. His years as a crossing guard. The lives he's touched. Then he does something unexpected. He takes off his yellow safety vest. The one he's worn for 15 years. He walks over to Derek. "This is yours now," Mr. Wells says. "If you want it." Derek's voice catches. "Are you sure?" "I'm sure. You've earned it. Keep these kids safe, Derek. Keep them safe like I couldn't keep you from making your mistake. But you learned. You grew. Now teach others." Derek takes the vest. Puts it on. It fits. The kids cheer. The parents applaud. Sophie and Joshua run up and hug Derek's legs. Judge Caprio isn't there. He's in his courtroom handling other cases. But he hears about it later. He smiles when he does. This is why he does this job. For moments like this. For transformations like this. Because justice isn't about punishment. It's about accountability. It's about growth. It's about second chances earned through hard work and genuine change. Derek Chun got his second chance. And he didn't waste it. In his chambers that evening, Judge Caprio writes a note in Derek's file. Just a few words. But they matter. Subject demonstrated genuine remorse and substantial rehabilitation. Served as an example of how the justice system can transform rather than simply punish. Case closed with optimism for subject's future. He closes the file. Puts it away. The next file comes up. Another case. Another person. Another chance to serve justice. And in Providence, Rhode Island, the system works a little bit better because of judges like Frank Caprio. Judges who see people, not cases. Judges who believe in redemption. Judges who understand that sometimes the best punishment is the one that teaches. Derek's story spreads. It inspires other courts to try similar sentences. To focus on rehabilitation. To give people chances to prove they've changed. Traffic violations decrease near Elmwood Elementary. Parents feel safer. Kids learn about responsibility by watching Derek every day. They see that mistakes don't define you. They see that growth is possible. They see that accountability matters. And every morning, Derek stands at that crosswalk. Yellow vest bright in the sun. Stop sign in hand. Watching for cars. Keeping kids safe. He thinks about Sophie and Joshua. About Mr. Wells. About Judge Caprio. About how close he came to destroying lives. Including his own. He thinks about his McLaren gathering dust in someone else's garage. About his Maldives vacation that cost him more than money. About the lessons learned in jail cells and courtrooms and crosswalks. And he's grateful. Truly, deeply grateful. Because justice gave him something he didn't deserve. Something he couldn't buy. Something precious beyond measure. A second chance. And he's determined never to waste it. Money can buy many things. It can buy cars and vacations and watches and clothes. It can buy lawyers and bail and comfort. But it cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice. Justice must be earned. Through humility. Through accountability. Through change. Derek Chun learned that lesson. The hard way. The right way. The only way that matters. And now he teaches it every morning to the kids of Elmwood Elementary. Not with words. With actions. With presence. With the simple act of helping them cross the street safely. Because that's what justice looks like. Not revenge. Not cruelty. Not punishment for punishment's sake. Justice looks like growth. Like redemption. Like a young man in a yellow vest holding a stop sign, keeping children safe, one morning at a time. That's the story. That's the lesson. That's the truth. And it all started in a courtroom in Providence, where a judge refused to let money matter more than what's right.